an exceptional children's teacher, I am obligated to provide quality learning experiences for my students. Today, I'd like to share some ways that I will accomplish this. Now, quality instruction is not a generic lesson for all students read from a teacher's guide. No, it's it's not just reading a book. It's planning. Now, perhaps lesson planning is obvious, but the required detail to accomplish this may not be. First, I need to consider the needs of my learners. I need appropriate pre-assessments to evaluate my students' academic needs. I also want to review their present level of performance and IEP goals. Next, I want to consider the state standards from which I will be teaching and the pace required to do so. Once I'm familiar with the standards, I can then select research-based strategies. Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences will provide insight on how my students learn best. What are their learning styles? As an EC teacher, social and communication skills also need to be embedded. Finally, students' cultural backgrounds and linguistic needs must be considered. Although I may have personal biases based on my upbringing and background, I need to put that aside. I must consider what my students' needs are and make my instruction based on that. Hopefully, I can create lessons with which all students can connect. Next, the environment needs to be arranged with the students in mind. There needs to be spaces for small group instruction, independent stations, one-on-one, and whole group instruction. Each section should be arranged to limit distractions and provide organization for all materials. Some students may have hearing or vision or mobility needs. The environment needs to be accessible for all. Other students may need visual supports or communication aids in each instructional area. Work systems and reinforcers may help some students attend to and complete tasks. All of these items need to be added to each instructional area so that all learners' needs are considered. Once I've made a great plan for instruction throughout the day, I need to share this plan with the paraprofessionals in the classroom. I like to do this with two different forms. One is a chart that lists all activities and the students for which they are responsible. The second is a lesson plan form that details exactly how to teach. Reflection is an essential part of a lesson plan because we can identify what worked and what didn't. I like to include paras in the reflection process so that we can determine the changes that would benefit each student. They're an integral part of the classroom instruction, and their information is therefore crucial. I encourage reflecting by making notes on lesson plans and journaling. Collaborating with coworkers, including general education teachers and EC teachers, can positively impact the instruction also. Reflection and collaboration may lead to professional development that will improve my practice and possibly the practice of my coworkers. I also will advance the teaching profession by joining professional organizations and influence decision making at the local and state level. I have firsthand knowledge of what my students need, and I'm obligated to keep legislators and decision makers abreast of what is best. Currently, I've been teaching for several years. However, there are several skills I wish I had improved prior to my first year. I'm naturally open-minded, love a broad variety of cultures and religions, and am generally patient and considerate. Unfortunately, organization, planning, and time management were not my strengths. They're essential to being a good teacher, and I needed Harry Wong's The First Days of School to improve my skills. I continue to work on those organization skills and managing my time well so that my students get the best possible instruction. And I will continue to work on my teaching skills and improving the profession so that I can make learning great for all students here and those around the world.